Yeah, Vinny, I mean, she sent a text that day, which I think was the breaking point, that I want nothing to do with you, essentially, was what the text had said. And I agree with the doctor. He was losing control. He is a narcissist. He cannot lose control, both from the standpoint of how it looks to the public, but moreover to his own ego. And we always said in the business, Vinny, today's domestic violence is tomorrow's homicide. And unfortunately, at least in my experience, 50% or more of the homicides that I've had emanated from this cycle of domestic violence situation that we have here. By all accounts, she was a very gentle soul, a very good person, and tried to stick with this guy. He abused her. The tapes that came out in court were absolutely atrocious. He even had to admit what he had said to her that came out in the previous domestic violence was horrible. Last point here, him on the witness stand, let's talk about tactics. They had to put him on the stand because they got to get this passion provocation defense out. And that can only come out through his words, because he's got to be able to explain to the jury that he was provoked and that it was reasonable, both objectively and subjectively. So he's got to talk about how he's so overwhelmed. But like you indicated, he brought the gun to the fight. And that acting that people say he's a good actor, I disagree completely. You're sitting there crying and your voice quivering and you're wiping your eyes without a tear. I think the jury saw right through it. We've been doing this for a long time. I certainly have as an in-court trial prosecutor in homicide cases. And when this case was going on, I remember commenting on TV that this was literally, between my TV career and my legal career, I think one of the most heinous, cold-blooded, atrocious murder cases that I have ever witnessed or ever seen. And what disturbed me also from a legal point of view is we never really got the why. The real motive, the real question. The prosecutor, in my opinion, dropped the ball here by not requiring a proffer session to be done where he would give a full and detailed description of why and how this all happened. But in the end, Vinny, as is typical, the lawyers afterwards decided to go on Dr. Phil and places like that. So we start to be able to put the pieces together. And I think this is actually as simple as this. I don't think it was a premeditated thing. He got into an argument with her about the divorce. The reality hit. He killed her, and little baby Bella came into the room. She saw the murder happen, and he took those two kids. He killed Cece first, and then Bella was like, please don't do to me, Daddy, essentially what you did to Cece. And he strangled the life out of both of his children so as not to be caught for the murder of his wife. It's as simple as that. He's a punk. But what happened ultimately with regard to this case is a sad and sick tragedy. And these families, in my opinion, will never get the closure they really need because we never really got the real answers directly from him. So the love went wrong, Vinny. I think it's just as simple as this. He didn't want to get caught.